Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and for today's video, I will be showing you the Cisco switch show commands that we often use at work. In this video, we are going to talk about what are show commands, what Cisco switch show commands we often use at work, how we use the commands, and scenarios when we use the show commands. So if you're interested, please keep on watching, and without further ado, let's get started. So what are show commands? Cisco show commands are used for diagnostics and are often used for network troubleshooting, monitoring, and maintenance. Okay, so let's get started with our most often used Cisco show command at work, and I'm just going to use Packet Tracer here to show you the commands. So let's get started by clicking on the switch to get to our terminal in here. And the first command that I'm going to show you is one of my favorite show commands as well, and this is show IP interface brief. And this is basically showing you an overview of your interface's status in here, along with the IP address. And the next thing I'm going to show you is a breakdown of what all of the results in here means, what is this OK, method, status, and protocol. Okay, so show IP interface brief provides a summary of the IP address, interface, and their status. Okay, so the first column is the name of the interface. It can be a gigabit Ethernet or a fast Ethernet. Next column is the IP address assigned to the interface. It will show unassigned if there's no IP address assigned to it. Next column is the OK, which indicates whether the interface is configured correctly. It will show yes if the interface is correctly configured and the IP address is valid. And it will show no if the interface may be misconfigured, administratively down, or there may be issues with the IP address configuration. Next column is the method used to assign the IP address. It can be manual or statically assigned or DHCP. Next column is the status, and this shows the physical layer status of the interface. And last column is the protocol, which shows the data link layer status of the interface. Okay, so now let's discuss the status and protocol meanings in details because they are the most important part of this show IP interface brief result. Let's start with the status column first, and again, this shows the status of the interface for the physical layer or layer 1 of the OSI model. So there's two results for status. It can be up or down. Up means that the interface is physically connected and operational, and down means that the interface is not physically connected or is disabled. So if the status of the interface is down, it could mean that there's no cable connected to the device or the switch port. Another result that you can encounter is administratively down, which means that it has been manually disabled. Okay, so I'm just going to show you real quick on the switch how an interface can be manually disabled. So let's go to the terminal, type in enable in here, and then I'm just going to go to the interface. I'm going to manually disable this by entering the command shutdown, which disables our switch port in here. And as you can see, it's gonna light up with a red light in here, which means that this interface is down. So for example, okay, I'm gonna do the command show IP interface brief in here. And as you can see, fast Ethernet 01 is now administratively down because we manually disabled it. So using the shutdown command earlier is manually disabling this interface. So to fix this, just go to the interface and just do a no shut. And as you can see, the light turned into green, which means that our interface is back up and online. So if we do our show IP interface brief command, we can see that our status for our interface is back up now and is no longer administratively down. So that's how you can fix it if you see that status. Okay, let's now move on to the protocol column. And this again shows the data link layer status of the interface. Results can also be up or down, where up means the data link layer protocol is operational and that the interface is capable of sending and receiving data. Down means that the data link layer protocol is not operational, which indicates a potential issue with the configuration or physical connection. So I'm going to show you an example of a result for the show IP interface brief command and how you can use it to troubleshoot network issues. So let's start with Gigabit Ethernet 01, which is up both physically and at the protocol layer, which means it's fully operational. Next is Gigabit Ethernet 02, which is administratively down, meaning it has been manually disabled. Okay, how about the next example, Gigabit Ethernet 01. The status is up, but the protocol is down. So the physical layer is operational, meaning the cable is connected and the interface is powered on, but the data link layer protocol is not functioning correctly. This indicates that although the physical connection is active, there might be issues with the protocol or configuration on the interface. The possible causes for this issue is that the interface might be misconfigured, or there could be issues with the connected device such as mismatched settings, or there's also a hardware problem affecting the data link layer. So when do we use the show IP interface brief command? So we often use this to quickly see the status of all the interfaces and verify that the correct IP address are assigned, and also usually for troubleshooting devices that can't be pinged or unresponsive. Okay, so let's now move on to the next show command, which is the show interface status. And this is gonna provide the summary of the interface status as well, but it's a little bit different from the show IP interface brief. Okay, so here is the command output breakdown for show interface status command. Let's start with the first column, which is the physical interface on the switch. It can be a gig Ethernet or a fast Ethernet. Next column is the description assigned to the port, if any, and this can be used to identify the purpose or connected device for each port. Next column is the operational state of the port, which is the status. There are three results for this: connected, which means the port is active and has a link with another device; not connect, the port does not have a link. It often indicates that no cable is plugged in or a problem with the connection. And last is disabled, or the port is disabled due to an error condition such as security violation, for example. Next column is the VLAN number associated with the port. The next column is the duplex mode of the port, and there's three results for this. It can be a full duplex, which means that the port can send and receive data simultaneously; half, which means the port can only send or receive data at a time, not both simultaneously; and auto, the port will automatically negotiate the duplex mode with the connected device. The next column is the speed at which the port operates. It can be 1000 for 1 gig per second or 100 for 100 meg per second. The last column is the physical media type of the port, and this specifies the type of Ethernet standard and the maximum supported speed. So when do we often use the switch interface status command? So this is how I often use it at work. So if I want to quickly check a switch if there's any available ports, I can quickly see through the status if something is not connected to it, which typically means it's available because nothing is plugged into it. I'm also going to show you a quick way to narrow down the results that you want to search. So you can use the pipe symbol to narrow down the results of the command. For example, if I just want to see what's connected to the switch, I'm gonna add pipe include connected, so I can only see the connected devices, or pipe include not connect, so I can see the devices that are not connected. Also, just a note that the pipe commands are not supported by Packet Tracer. The next command I'm going to show you is also not supported by Packet Tracer, but we also often use this at work, which is the show run interface and the port number. So this command shows the current configuration for the specific interface. For example, Fast Ethernet 101, which includes the settings such as IP address, description, duplex mode, speed, VLAN assignments, and access control list. So when do we use this command? Usually when we are troubleshooting and we need to verify or troubleshoot the configuration of a specific interface just to make sure that they were configured correctly. I also often use this to compare an interface that is working to the one that is not working, just to see if their configuration is matching or there is a missing configuration. Okay, so the last show command that I will show you in this video is the show VLAN command. So this will just show you all the VLAN configurations and the port assignment. So if you are switching VLANs or you just added a VLAN, this is where you can verify if the port was indeed in that respective VLAN. And we always use this if we are switching VLANs or creating new VLANs, for example. So another variation of the show VLAN command is the show VLAN brief, which just shows the summary of the VLAN configuration, and it doesn't include all the other details. As you can see here with the show VLAN, it has all this details at the bottom. So this just shows you the VLAN, the name of the VLAN, the status, and the ports if you just want to see the summary. Okay, so that would be it for today's video in Cisco show commands. Let me know if you have any questions regarding the commands that I've shown you earlier. Please also let me know what commands you often use at work and why you use them. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you guys in other networking videos. See you in the next videos. Thank you.